Good morning, gorgeous ones. How are you all doing? I hope you're all okay on this lovely sunny Saturday morning. A little bit crisp, so autumn's definitely on the way, isn't it? So this morning I did my usual routine. I got up, I made myself a cup of coffee, and then I just had a quick flick through what I call catching up on my socials. And I always say that to David. I say to him in the morning, Bub, just got to catch up on my socials. And I think sometimes he thinks, what on earth is this man talking about his socials? However, I just go onto YouTube and TikTok and sometimes Instagram, Facebook, definitely, just to see if there's anything I need to do or any messages I need to reply to, if I remember to reply to them. And I was on TikTok because, believe it or not, there is actually a House of Joseph channel on TikTok of the same name. It's just called the House of Joseph. And I was watching it and I suddenly thought, hang on. Have I stumbled across a QV? Is it QVS or QVC? I know one of them is a QVS or QVC. One of those two is a cosmetic brand, quite a popular cosmetic brand. The other one is a telesales program based in Peterborough. So do excuse me if I've got either of those muddled up. I think it's QVS, isn't it? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But and I suddenly thought, have I stumbled across a shopping channel inadvertently? Because every single video in my suggested for you or just for you page on TikTok was someone trying to sell me something from the TikTok shop. And I suddenly thought to myself, this is absurd. Absolutely everyone on TikTok now appears to be trying to sell you something. And this disturbing trend isn't just peculiar to TikTok. I have to say that. I mean, Facebook is riddled with ads these days, as is YouTube to a certain degree. I mean, David and I, we watch a lot of music videos on YouTube, and occasionally we watch one which, a 3-minute long song, starts with an advert. We watch the song and then there's an advert at the end. Very occasionally there's an advert right in the middle of the 3-minute song too. But my point there was the fact that it's not just exclusive to TikTok, it's everywhere now. Although TikTok is particularly bad for adverts. There's partnerships, there's branded deals, there's loads and loads and loads of, I'm not going to say selling out because I understand everyone has to make money, but what's happened to the original influencer? What happened to them? 5 years ago, guys, influencers used to be quite aspirational figures, didn't they? Someone you could look up to, someone you could trust, certainly. Someone whose opinion you valued, and someone who you kind of envied, really. Do you know what I mean? Their lifestyle looked wonderful, didn't it? But they shared their lifestyle with you. They were very, very honest with you. Whereas nowadays, it just seems to be, let's make as much money as possible. It seems to me as if influencers these days have drifted away from that aspirational figure to more of an unlicensed salesperson. I've said it, so I mean, you know I won't lie to you, but this is the impression I got from watching TikTok this morning and being inundated with all of these adverts constantly. I find it really, really draining. Do you guys? Do you know what I mean? And please don't for a second think that I'm trying to say here that being paid to promote something or to say you like something when you really don't is a moral failing. It's not, because we all need money, don't we? We all need to make money somehow. It's just the how can you trust what someone's telling you when you know they're being paid to say they like it when they probably hate it. Possibly hate it, I should have said, not probably. Possibly hate it. But I wanted to make clear this isn't any judgment or anything from me. And it's not a moral failing at all, because they're just trying to make money, aren't they? What about Michaela Neguera, whatever her name is? She's possibly the most infamous, I would say, infamous beauty influencer of all time. And she's constantly in my YouTube Shorts feed because she's quite I don't want to say corrupt, but something similar to that. She's very controversial, isn't she? She's constantly being paid to say this or say that, and she sold out. She sold out, guys. I'm sorry, I've said it. I think she sold out. If you look back at her original videos, 7 or 8 years ago, I think she became famous during COVID, didn't she? If you look at her videos from 6-7 years ago, she's really meek and mild, lovely, lovely person, and you would actually trust that person at the start. Whereas now she's suddenly got this Bostonian accent, really exaggerated Bostonian accent. She didn't to start off with, she has now. I'm digressing slightly from, and I don't mean to attack her character at all, because we all do put on a persona for our social media channels, don't we? My point there was basically that at one point you could actually trust everything Michaela said or suggested. Try this, try that, try this technique for applying your makeup, try this product or this foundation, so on. You could actually trust her in the early days of her social media career, or her influencing career, if you like. Now you just can't trust a word the woman says, and she's got something like 18 million followers, some ridiculous amount like that. Which brings me on nicely to explain why I made the decision at the inception of the House of Joseph, which used to be Joseph Makes Skincare. It changed around 2 years ago because, well, it doesn't matter why, but I wanted to explain why I made the decision at the very, very start of the channel never to accept sponsorships, paid promotions, anything like that. So, beautiful ones, there are three main reasons why the House of Joseph is unsponsored and never will be sponsored by any companies or any beauty brands, anything like that. The first reason is trust. Basically, if you knew that I'd been paid to say I like something when I don't like it, how could you, do you know what I mean? How could you even start to think, well, should I go out and buy it or not? I'm recommending stuff to you on my own personal likes or dislikes, or my own personal experiences of the thing I'm showing you on that day, or the technique I'm teaching you. If someone was paying me, say, £1,000 to say I like this bottle of moisturizer when I hated it, it stank, or it brought my, made my skin itch or something like that, and I was saying, oh, it's wonderful, it's this, it's that, you would never trust anything I ever said again, would you? So where does my integrity go? My integrity flies out the window, and you just wouldn't trust what I said. So there's no influence there. Do you know what I mean? How can I be influencing you when I'm being paid and you don't trust me? Surely you need to trust the person who's influencing you. And that's where the dichotomy is it the dichotomy or the erroneousness of the term influencer it sticks in my throat, at least. So there's the trust issue. How could you trust me if you knew I was being paid to tell you I liked something when I possibly didn't like it? The second issue is respect for you guys out there. I hate being bombarded with adverts. I can't stand it. If I could fast forward them, I would. It really gets me angry and winds me up a lot when there are hundreds of adverts. As I said, Facebook's getting bad. YouTube's always been pretty bad for adverts. TikTok, I'm not really on TikTok enough, apart from this morning. And because I don't like adverts, it makes me then think some of you, or most, or many of you out there, wouldn't like adverts too. So I would be very hypocritical if I then started advertising or being paid to advertise on the channel, wouldn't I? So that's another big no-no for me, is the fact that I just do not advertise on the House of Joseph. If you do see any adverts on here, because I know YouTube do that, they put unsolicited adverts on channels. I'm not receiving a penny for those, and that's the honest truth. I do not receive a penny for this channel. I just don't, and I never have, and I never will. So, and the third reason, beautiful ones, and possibly the most important reason, is the fact that although my income is pretty good, it's not massive by any means from my full-time job. I've never really been desperate enough to sell out. There have been times when I've really, really, really been desperate for money, but never, ever enough to want to compromise this channel or the integrity of the channel, or to use you as a source of income. Do you know what I mean? So, and I know many of you out there will think, well, he's being silly because it could be a good form of income. I just needed to explain to you why I don't. The House of Joseph's never been sponsored and never will be sponsored. I'll receive PR, absolutely, if someone wants to send me something, but on the proviso that I will absolutely give my honest opinion. If I don't like it, I will tell you that I don't like it. But yeah, to use you as a source of income to me would just really just go against the grain, and it's just something I would never do. So can I tell you all a little secret? You'll probably find me silly or ridiculous for saying this, but I used to really want to be an influencer. 5 years ago, it's all I thought about being was an influencer, a YouTube influencer. That's all I wanted to be. But nowadays, as I've said, it's more of a glorified salesperson or an unlicensed salesperson who's receiving a commission to sell you stuff that they possibly don't even like themselves. And now, to me, the term influencer equals in my mind a salesperson, an unlicensed salesperson, which is why I don't like the expression now, and I will never, ever, ever want to be known as an influencer. An anti-influencer, absolutely. Please call me an anti-influencer, because I don't like the fact that people are lying to you and being paid to lie to you blatantly in some instances. Michaela Noguera, for example. People that know me personally, David especially, knows how much I now detest the expression influencer. So if you're going to hang a label on me at all, just call me a YouTube creator or an anti-influencer. It's as good as an expression as any, isn't it? But yeah, so anyway, that's it for today. Not really a rant as such, because I haven't tried to judge any of the influencers, because we all need money, don't we? As I said to you a few minutes ago, I've been desperate. There's been times in my life, especially recently moving to Hereford, there have been times in my life when I've been desperate for money, but never ever enough to want to sell out the integrity of the channel. Can I ask you a quick question, guys? Does it bother you at all that there are so many adverts on YouTube, TikTok especially? It's disgusting. Before I dash off, I just want to know, have any of you out there noticed a big increase in adverts, especially on TikTok? And they're not necessarily blatant adverts. Do you know what I mean? There wouldn't be a big company logo, blah, blah, blah. I mean, the fact that I started watching TikTok this morning was I was watching a chap and he was using some kind of a coffee frother, a coffee frother, which I thought, yeah, I wouldn't mind that actually, because who doesn't like a frothy coffee? And then I saw the TikTok shop and he said you could pay it back within 2 or 3 coffees or something like that. And I thought, hang on, this is an advert. And then I scrolled up and the next one was an advert, and then the next one was an advert. My question to you guys is, have you noticed an increase in adverts? And the last question is, does it bother you at all? I know many of you out there have said it doesn't bother you, but there must be some of you who it does bother. And also, no, that's it. So I better go now, guys. Lots of love. Take care. Remember, I love you all very, very much.
I can't believe this iced coffee hack actually works, but I'm going to give it a try. So apparently you just get your ice and stick some of that in your mug. Bring your mug over here. Get your milk out of your fridge, and then once you've got that, we are going to be using this milk frother right here. Now we're going to be using it on the cold froth setting, so it does do hot frothing, and you can have hot milk as well. You just want the bottom fill line there, and then you're going to get your coffee and just stick it in there. I'm going to get a tiny bit more, and then also sugar, if you have sugar, just stick it in right now. And then on here, it's the 3rd setting. So just press it 3 times, and this is going to do cold froth, but it's also going to absolutely mix everything all together. Just stick the lid on. That'll take about 90 seconds. Like I say, you can have hot froth, just hot milk without the froth, even hot chocolate velvetizer setting as well. There you go, all done. And look at that, all mixed in, all frothy. And now you just stick that in here, and you have got an absolutely gorgeous iced coffee at home. And the price of this thing is absolute bargain. It's some sort of discount in a minute as well. I'll try and leave the link down there.